Hi Pranavi,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi, I'm all good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. First of all, let me thank you for joining us at NetTalk. We were going back and forth for this interview. Finally, we got a time today to conclude this interview with you.
Yeah.
Pranavi, first of all, it's an honor to have a woman like you on our show, who is an IIT graduate and an IIM graduate as well. That's a perfect recipe for success. You don't need anything else. You can go anywhere you want to. You can do whatever you want to. But you chose marketing after being an IIT graduate. I think it's an incredible story that we can share with people because a lot of people are struggling to become a marketer. You had a choice to become something else very big, but you chose to become a marketer. And
Yeah.
your story is something that we need people to know about it. So, for our viewers, Ram, if you could give a small introduction about yourself, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Pranavi. I'm an engineering graduate of IIT Varanasi, and then I did a postgraduate in masters, my masters in marketing and finance from IIM Ranchi. So I had around 1 year of experience before my MBA. So I started working with an edtech company. And so before MBA, things were very different for me, and I didn't have a business sense. I didn't have, I wasn't able to even connect what work am I doing with the business objectives, and why is the company asking me to do so and so task, etc. But once I finished my MBA, I got an overall understanding from a business perspective as well. And then
Mhm.
I worked with a couple of sectors post MBA. I worked into real estate and I worked on B2B SaaS products. And right now I'm with a non-profit organization. So it's that's my journey so far on a overall basis. And I have around 4 years of work experience. So marketing happened to me accidentally, to be honest. So after my BTech, I
Mhm.
joined a startup, which is Myrank Education Private Limited. So this particular startup, I think around part of the initial 20-member team, and it was in such a way that I took up whatever task came up. I wasn't asking, hey, I want to do only this specific task or I want to do this specific task, etc. So I knew what were my strengths and I knew what were my weaknesses. So I knew that communication and marketing and is what I want to take it up, and I want to learn and scale up there. So I've taken certain projects that saying, hey, I want to take up social media. I want to handle your blog. I want
Mhm.
to, create a calendar for myself, and then, start using that for to engage the community of students, etc. So that's how I picked up few certain projects and tasks, like in the initial phases, and then have built upon that. So that built a good foundation for me in the very first year. And post which I also interned with Tata Steel during my MBA. So that work experience was also again into digital, like to come up with digital avenues for various revenue sources of Tata wires for the wire division that I worked on. Yeah, and post MBA, I was again into product marketing. So I was backing up the entire main advertising and marketing tasks of the entire company with my analysis. So I worked on 4 P's of marketing: product, price, place, and
Mhm.
promotion. Yeah, so that's what I've learned in MBA, and that's what I've implemented in the very first year post MBA. So that's been my journey so far, and I'm all excited to answer your questions and to let know about my journey digital marketing. What are the hurdles that I faced, and yeah, any other questions that you will have for me?
Sure. See, what intrigues me is that you were an IIT. You could have just started
Yeah.
off in NASA or maybe any other organization for that matter, because you get direct placements over there. At least you get a chance to start off from there, Boeing, anything,
Yeah,
anything in the
agree,
world. As an
agree.
engineer, and the life is secured. Was
Yeah.
marketing in your DNA, that you loved marketing, that you had a knack for it? That's why you went and did your MBA in IIM and then got back to what you wanted to do with a degree.
That's not the case. So I really had no clue of what I want to do, because I was pretty sure that I didn't want to go to manufacturing companies. I would want to be into the IT part of it. So that's a clear understanding that I had from back then. But I was not even sure of what I want to do or what I want to become. It's okay. It's perfectly okay to explore your options back then.
Exactly.
So then I got a job into an IT role, but I knew that I'm not good at coding, or this is not what I want to do. And I knew that I didn't want to go to financial side, because to me, my personal understanding or my personal perspective is that I can't invest like 5,000 rupees in something and wait for 2 years to make it to 10,000. So that's not what I wanted to do. So at least I was clear on what I don't want to do rather than what I wanted to do back then. So this particular startup happened, and I wasn't even very sure of where do I start, what do I start with. So I've taken up whatever task that came up. So that's one good, I would say one good attitude a beginner or a fresher or any person who is working should have. Like, you take up, you be open for challenges, you be open for learning. So, and I was very much interested into FMCG products back then because I had a, unique, what do I say, interest towards it. I used to analyze the prices of products like, oh, Colgate paste had so and so price for 500-gram tube, and then it has increased to so and so price. So I was more interested into, those aspects, but then I was pretty much clear, and I was even not completely clear even during my MBA. But post my MBA, then I started analyzing, what are my strengths? Where exactly do I want to see myself? Then I thought, okay, this is what, communications and marketing is where I should be. So that's when I did not get a job into direct digital marketing or, entire brand marketing, etc. So I was part of the product strategy team. I was backing up with all my research, with all my analytics, with all my, back-end work that I was doing to support marketing and branding. So that's when that's how I started my journey, and I then slowly translated into completely leading digital marketing.
Oh, that's great. So, so you haven't seen the side of traditional marketing, ATL, BTL activities, banners, and everything. You are directly going into digital. You have?
No. I have, but I was supporting back of it. I was not handling directly. I was not making the, I was not sitting with the graphic designer and making the poster done. But I was giving the inputs of what content should you have and what type of communication, what type of messaging you should have for this particular product. Yeah, I was doing that work. So basically 4 P's of marketing again: product, price, place, and promotion. So you do a market research, you compare with your competitors, you find your points of parity and points of difference, and then you highlight your USP. Say, how do I want to, position my product? How do I want to sell my product or service, etc. So all of this back-end work I was doing, and I was providing inputs to the main digital marketing and brand marketing folks.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So this traditional marketing and digital marketing, you have seen both. What do you enjoy most, and what is the difference between both?
Yeah, definitely digital is of my interest right now. I would really like to give a quick example. See, with the pandemic, more than half of the world has gone online. So, and I always believe that digital would take over at some point of time because of the growing technologies and, emerging, new technologies and the way how people have evolved using, internet, etc. So see, when you consider, if you consider like 2 years ago, I was using cash for most of my transactions. And right now I don't even go to the ATM. I always use any of the mobile apps or my credit card or debit card, etc. So I think the same is going to happen with digital. So in future, so right now with the pandemic, no one is stepping out. So you don't see any hoardings, or you don't you don't read much of newspaper or anything. So all you do is you log into your computer and, use much of your internet. So you've seen a huge trend. I think this would still definitely be continue going on. So this is what I foresee.
Okay, that's great. So strategy-wise, what are the different implications that one needs to take care while working on traditional and digital marketing? Where does the difference come?
Okay. With digital, I would say, where your audience is, and like you once before you actually come up or make a marketing strategy, you know who your target audience is, or at least you try to figure out and find out who your target audience is, and then you would, definitely know where to find them. If it is digital, you definitely know where to find them. But if it's, traditional marketing, it's very difficult to, actually know who would be your target customer and where to find them actually. So that's one big challenge I myself see that. And yeah, definitely with digital, coming up with a strategy is more easier, or, having up a plan in case it doesn't work, you have a fallback option B to, achieve your objectives. I feel that way, and I have experienced that so far. And also coming up to digital, formulating any strategy or anything. See, I would say one thing for any person, if it's a fresher or if it's a person with work experience, just experiment. I would say first have a structured list of experiments, see, observe, find your learnings, and, see what would work, what would not work, and then scale up, and then pause certain campaigns which is not giving you revenue, or which is not, giving you sign-ups or leads or anything, and then scale up which is working. So that is what I have gone about so far. So what I do is I really, even now, right now, I experiment a lot. I observe which is working, which is not working. I observe using my analytics, like what are the trends, which is the audience and which is the demography, etc. On a lot of parameters, and then I take a call on what to scale up or what not to.
Okay, that's great. So,
Yeah.
digital marketing, especially for women, how is
Mm-hmm.
it easy? Because I find a lot of women taking digital marketing courses. I think somehow they find
Yeah.
it very fancy, or somehow they find it very easy to do it because a lot of creativity is involved. And most of them are social media marketers. None of
Yeah.
very few of them are into SEO or anything, but most of them are into social media marketing. So,
Yeah.
how do you judge on that, or what's your thought on that?
See, it's not difficult, I would say, be it a man or woman. I don't see it a man or a woman wise. I see it a digital marketer and a non-digital marketer.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, I mean, if you put, if you're willing to learn and if you're open to, read a lot of articles and follow a lot of industry experts, read a lot of blogs and, start doing courses and start experimenting, I don't think so anything would be difficult. Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, a few people are not comfortable with SEO. Few people are comfortable with social media marketing because it's their area of expertise and it's their area of interest, I would say. One thing that I observed, like as when you consider my profession. So initially, when I started working before my MBA, I was very much interested in social media and blogs. I used to have my own calendar. I used to make an amazing calendar. See, this is what this content should go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I really had an amazing, awesome calendar that I made. I knew I was good at it, but then later I also knew at that point of time I was really not good at SEO, both on page and off page. I knew I was good at getting backlinks and working on the other off page SEO aspects. But then I've did my research. I studied. I tried to understand, like, what is the technicality of this. If it is a H1, if it's a description, what is the meta title, what is the meta description. So I researched in detail. I understood what is the purpose of it exactly. So when you understand why should one do this, or why should one learn this, or why should one implement this, and what will you be achieving it by doing that? Like, for example, I'm doing on page SEO, but what would I achieve? What is my end objective or results? Once you have that clarity in mind, I think definitely picking up courses and learning, and learning from your peers or industry experts would make it more easier, I would say. And there is
Okay.
nothing such called women. I
No,
would
no,
not
no.
differentiate that.
No,
Yeah.
my question was a lot of women take
Hmm.
social media, not SEO,
Yeah.
in digital
Yeah.
marketing. So I wanted to
Yeah. Yeah.
understand why do they choose so? Because I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
not gone through a lot of profiles which has a lot of female
Yeah.
working on the SEO. So my question was related
Yeah.
to that. Yeah. So
Yeah. No, but
that's
I've seen enough women be part of SEO projects, etc., and
okay.
build their both on page and off page SEO. I've seen that. It's a matter of I would say first is knowledge and understanding about the concepts, and second is knowing the purpose, like why you should be doing and what would you be achieving for that. Once you have a clarity on why you should do that task, I think the path becomes more easier.
Okay, that's great. So now,
Yeah. Yeah.
see, the pandemic is hit now. We are
Mm-hmm.
down. Everybody is down now.
Yeah.
It's known to
Yeah.
everyone. So there's no deny by
Yeah.
government or anybody else. So how are
Yeah.
you guys coping up with this one? What's your marketing strategy like? What different are you guys trying to?
See, right now I'm working with a non-profit organization. So the main objective is to get donations and income, and also the revenue by that donations. So it's been I would say a tough time in last couple of months because we've also seen a decline in the number of donations, but they're eventually slowly picking it up. I would also, so we were experimenting also, like, we had a lot of campaigns and we were experimenting what would people be able to resonate at this particular point of time. Like, for example, during March, initial March and April beginning. So we had lot many, COVID missions that we launched, and so those are a hit. We had a lot many Facebook fundraisers, and we had our own mission pages on our website, etc. So that were a hit. But when it comes to June, by May end and June, we've seen a dip. So that's
Hmm.
because once the lockdown is over, people started stepping out and they have started spending very less time online, etc. So there are like lot many attributes, and also in the USA we had a Black Lives Matter protest. So that also led to a decline in the conversions from the USA. So yeah, we just figured out what to do and what not to do at that point of time. So we reduced our budgets, our spend on like in the USA, and also on certain projects in India, And we also try to, keep a constant check on our cost of fundraising, and also the number of donations that we are receiving, and what's the donation value, etc. And yeah, be it on the Facebook also, we've experimented a lot. So we have taken a call in the initial stages itself. Like, for example, if certain campaign is not scaling up, it won't scale up even if you do, if you run the campaign for 2 months. So, and it's a hit on the budget. So that's the reason we've taken a call in the initial few days itself, and have paused the campaigns. And yeah, right now it's picking up a little, but it's not as much as the numbers that we've seen in March or April.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So during this pandemic, you are not for profit organization that you're working.
Yeah.
How is the work? How is the work is affected? Are you able to do your work properly? Not in terms of getting the donations, but in terms of the work that you do. So what is it? What is it into? What do you guys do? Or probably this channel, a lot of profits may come from there.
Yeah. So the one big challenge is that everyone's working from their home. So, working remotely has been a challenge. So, but working for a non-profit, we have, put in extended hours. So there were days at, times that when we work, both weekends and weekdays seem to be same. And also there were days when we work extended hours, like 16 to 18 hours at a time. I would say it has not only improved or increased our productivity, but it was also, pulled out us more closer towards our company's objectives. Like, for example, it's a real time project. We see our impact. Like like, for example, we have raised 250 plus CR, and I know where exactly the money has been sent to, which NGO has been, the money has been disbursed to, and what exactly, is that funds being used for. So I know the impact that we're creating. So that is one of the main driving parameter and force, I would say. And also when it comes to individual cases, we do talk to the beneficiary. We do talk what is their problem and how exactly, why, in what state are they, so that they're not even able to raise funds for their medical treatment, etc. So we talk to them, and we see the impact. So that's the most biggest driving factor, I would say. Yeah, and also work-wise, yes. So we've taken a hit in the month of May ending to June beginning. Yeah, so definitely the donations have decreased because again the lockdown getting lifted up, etc. So like there are multiple parameters that you can attribute to. But right now also we're constantly monitoring, we're optimizing, we're working, we're experimenting a lot to see what to scale up. Like, for example, USA is not working, India is also not working. What to do? So we target other countries, other top donating countries. Yeah. So all such aspects are being taken care of, and we're trying to be on the track.
Okay. What does the organization do?
In the sense, so I work for a non-profit organization,
Yes.
Give India. So Give India is a marketplace for various non-profits. We have 1,350 plus non-profits registered with us. We do also raise funds both for non-profits and also for individuals. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
This digital marketing, it has actually changed the marketing scenario, this pandemic, especially digital marketing.
Yeah.
People have started adopting to it because they don't have any other choice right now, correct? So do you think it's a it's a temporary growth, the spike that has come and then it will fall down in time to come? That I'm talking about the digital marketing growth that's happening right away right now. Is it because of pandemic? Once the pandemic settles down, the growth will go down?
No, I don't think so that would be the case, Sachin, because we have seen a constant number of people visiting our social media, constant number of likes per week that we see, and constant number of people who visit our websites. So that has not been changed. And of course, like, for example, if you upgrade to some certain software or certain things, so I don't think so that you would go back to the previous versions unless you're too much attached to it. And right now, even if you consider the pandemic scenario, most of the people are still working from home, and I don't think so that scenario would change even for the next one year, at least for the next 1 year.
Okay, that's great to know. But I think this is something, because of this pandemic, good or bad, but then people have actually started realizing how important it is to be digitally active. So that's where they got a taste of it, how successful it is, how nicely it can be implemented. That's somewhere. But unfortunately, it has to come because of this pandemic, which we never wanted, all of us, because it's really affecting it. Now, see, since you're working for not-for-profit, I also understand that you take care of people as well in an indirect or direct way somewhere, right? See, a lot of people have lost jobs. Lots. I'm actually reading reports, and it's really affecting it. And people are actually forced to work on 50% of their salary, and people cannot leave their job because that's the only way, because they're not getting a job. And colleges students, who are freshly graduated, our new generation, they are also not getting anything good on the table. In fact, I was reading that a lot of the tech firms has avoided going to campuses for hiring as well. It was just yesterday's news, so it must have been published long back as well. So what is your message to these people? Because consider the situation in it, and you would be the right person to do it because you're working for not-for-profit and charity. Obviously, you have much more knowledge about psychological issues, about financial issues, social issues that people may face during this time. So if you could throw some light on it.
See, one thing I would really like to say for people who have lost their jobs, or for people who are, searching for the jobs, or for freshers out there. First is be open to learning. Second is, you figure out an opportunity, take up a paid opportunity, paid internship or unpaid opportunity, but, take up some work and start learning, start evolving, start experimenting, start, figuring out what are your learnings, what are your observations, and how you can put them to use, or, how you can put your current skills and experiences to use. But work for a non-profit, or, maybe, yes, non-profits out there, need lot many resources out there. It's not, some non-profits might even be offering, willing to offer a certain pay, though it might not be high. But when I would say, rather than being or sitting at home and looking out for opportunities, I would rather say go out, step out, connect with people, connect with your peers, connect with industry experts, connect with folks who are who might need an additional hand. Like, for example, for the months of April, May, June, so we actually had many volunteers who could help us with our brand activities, and also our digital marketing, etc. So I would say, use every single opportunity to learn, to experiment, to grow, I would say. And we're not sure till when would this pandemic end, or when would the job market be okay. But every experience counts, and every I would say every effort matters. Yeah. Okay, so it's great. Go out there, be open to both paid and unpaid internships or work, or volunteering, or taking up any project. And there are many websites which where freelancers can also register and start looking out for work. And I guess you can look out for opportunities abroad. Like, for example, a company in Singapore, it's looking for market research person in India. Yeah, you definitely would be one of the persons who would be willing to take it up. Yeah. So, do keep out a look on it, and don't lose hope. That's that's the biggest thing I would say. Have faith, have hope, and do take up both, if it's paid or unpaid internship, or any opportunity that comes up your way, and try to work on improving your skills and brushing it up. And I would say one more thing is read a lot and understand how the pandemic has impacted your industry, or your particular role in general, etc. And just be prepared, I would say.
Okay, that's great. Talking about hiring, so are you guys hiring now?
No, definitely. So we had few positions open, and I think they're filled right now. And we constantly look on for volunteers who can help out. So volunteer. If someone could write, definitely we would look onto the skill set of the person, or what that person is capable of, or what value that person would add to the organization, and we would consider. Yeah.
Okay, sure. And the important thing is, most of the companies are coming up with, I don't know where this institutes or so-called training institute comes up. They say that they're going to offer digital marketing courses $999, $555, $1,499, $2,999, and $3,999, $999 within a month, within a week. So how would you tell people, to be aware of this? This does not work, because you're a practitioner. You are at a position to give this message to how to, train yourself for digital marketing.
Yeah.
What can you tell them?
Okay, see, the very first thing is, to any beginner or any fresher, I would say one thing: just lay down the various aspects of digital marketing, like, for example, PPC, social media, email, SEO, website, content marketing, everything. Just lay out the chart in front of you, and just figure out if you are good at something, or if you know already some aspects of anything, or just make a note. Like, for example, I'm good with these ABC skills, and I need to improve on, DEF. And I completely don't know XYZ. So just make a list of that, and start figuring out what courses would aid you in helping or even building those particular things further. So I would always say, play on your strengths, also negate your weaknesses, but that doesn't mean you should completely focus on your weaknesses. Like, for example, I'm good with Google Ads, but that doesn't mean I should bother only about Facebook ads, because that's what if that's what I don't know. No, that should not be the case. So play on your strengths, I would say. Just figure out what, make a note of all the digital marketing aspects out there. Just figure out what are you good at, what is your willing, or what you want to learn out there, and just figure out, what courses or what type of articles, what type of books, what type of, websites, or what type of industry influences would help you, master that particular skill. And I would say one thing, courses is one part, but actual implementation, experimentation, learning
Exactly.
is another, huge chunk, I would say. Because, initially, I see a few people like who joined or who worked with me. So they have done a lot of Google courses on Google Academy. So they have done Google Analytics, they have done Google Ads and all. But when it comes to real experience, I would say, hey, create a campaign for me, but they were not able to, right? So that's not what, I would want someone to be, in that particular position. So doing courses is good, it helps, it aids, but also implementation of them, experimentations, learning, and knowing how to use which tool at which point of time, and how to optimize it for better results is one big chunk of digital marketing. I think one should focus more on that rather than focusing only on courses, etc. And I would say, as far as the courses which are of 99, 499, 999, just don't consider any of it right now. Just map your entire digital marketing aspects, figure out what is your strength, what are your areas, what are you good at, and what are you not good at, and where do you want to go, which skill that you want to pick up at the very first thing. Just pick up and build one by one. It's not that you go all in into digital marketing. It's never that way. And it's a vast area of expertise or subject, I would say. So just start
Okay.
one by one step at a time, and you would be there.
Okay. A couple of technical questions like that I just came up is like, how do you design a campaign? If a task is given to you, if a
Yeah.
thing is given to you to, we have to do this, let's say achieve followers or generate leads
Yeah.
or generate revenues or generate
Uh-huh.
donations from a
Uh-huh.
particular geography or from a particular industry or from a
Yeah.
particular set of people. So what goes on in your mind in terms of designing those campaigns? How do you go about it?
Okay. So let me give an example of a one-time medical fundraiser case. Like, for example, a person is having, met with an accident, and the person needs 10 lakhs to, survive. So this is a, one-time medical case. So what would I go about doing this is, initially I would make a website, a campaign page on the website. So I would, I would call them, I would ask them, hey, what exactly, why exactly do you need this funds for? And how has the accident been, or whatever the medical case is. So I do a background analysis of the family of the person who is the sole breadwinner, and I understand about the family's background and why exactly do they need funds for, and how could they not be able to support that particular person in need right now. So then, I make a detailed, story, and then put it on my website, why this particular person needs funds for, and what would the funds be utilized for, and with all the proofs, like how the person was before, and how is the person doing right now, and what is the doctor's estimate, etc. So with this particular one-time medical case, I would, if I would like to design a Facebook campaign, so I would get started. So I would either get the creatives done, images, or I would do a video done, like of that person speaking, or of that person's mother, or any family member speaking of, on what state are they, or what stage are they, and why do they need funds for, or some I would say, like an appeal for funds. So if I have the creative or video ready, definitely I would want to, start a Facebook campaign. So let's consider Facebook as a platform. So right now, what is my objective? My objective is to make people go to that particular donation page and make them donate. So I would definitely choose my objective as conversions, because I want people to go convert onto my website, right? So yeah, definitely I would choose my objective as a conversion, and then I would create multiple ad sets with that particular image or video. So I would create audiences which are which I've already known would work. Like, for example, people who visit my website, that's a very good my Facebook page, Instagram, or our company's website. So that's one, because I know these people are interested, so that's the reason they are visiting our website, and it's a very good idea to target such people, or a lookalike of such people. Yeah, so I would build experiment with various audiences, and who would so this audiences also would vary based on the type of campaign that I would have. Like, for example, if it comes to children, if it's a children campaign, if I'm raising funds for children, women are more sensitive, and women are more interested, and would be more willingly ready to help to such campaigns rather than men. So I would actually go about my target audience, and build various ad sets around the same, and use multiple creatives and ad copy around the same, and then try to finish creating a campaign there.
Okay, that's great to know.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
see, one more misconception is like, people think social media is digital marketing, most of the folks. So they get and that's something you must have also come across. So because they give their expertise on social media, they think they're digital marketers. Uh, if somebody really wants to start into digital marketing as a fresher or somebody, as we said, this course is, of 9, 9, 10 doesn't work. It's more about
Yeah.
practicing and general knowledge,
Yeah.
laid down all the
Yeah.
information that you have told, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, is social media is the only way to start, or somebody can really start from content development, SEO, or UI UX, especially getting deeper into digital marketing? Is it a good way? And if it is, then how should they start? Because they don't know any skills, they just want to do digital marketing. So how do they get started?
Yeah. See, as I mentioned in the previous question also, first lay out what are the aspects of digital marketing. The content marketing is one
They don't
aspect, social
understand.
media is one.
Understand from a
Yeah.
layman's point, they don't understand anything. For them, social media is everything. So how do they start?
Okay. Okay.
How do you
First of
break
all,
that
let's
mindset?
okay. First of all, let's have debunking this myth of digital marketing is only social media. No, that's not the face. Social media only the face of your company on various platforms. Like for example, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Pinterest, everywhere. Your company has an account there. That's your company's face on that particular platform. That is social media. So that is
Hmm.
nothing. So that is a part of digital marketing, but that is not the entire digital marketing aspect. So when you look into the aspects of digital marketing, you have email marketing, you have content marketing, you have your website, you have your social media handles, then you have your Google ads, then you have your Facebook ads, and you have a lot of other aspects as well. You have your on pages here, you have your off pages here, you have your mobile app, you have your mobile page, mobile app optimization, etc. So all of these aspects contribute to digital marketing, not just social media. So I would say for a beginner or for a fresher or a person who has kicked off the career in digital marketing, just lay down what are all the digital marketing aspects, and then figure out again, as I mentioned, what are the avenues that will bring more revenue to your company. Like for example, I have my website. I know more than 60% of the users come via search. So search is a definitely good option where I should spend my money, or I should have more search ads, or I should definitely spend more efforts to bring more users and bring more donations and revenue. So this is just
Hmm.
one of the aspects. So just lay down what exactly are the digital marketing aspects, identify what are the sources of various sources from where people come to your website, and identify where your target audience is, and you take a call on what are the next steps that you should take. For example, should I use more social media, or should I run Facebook campaigns, or should I use a PPC campaign, or should I just make my website better, or should I make my app SEO better, or such aspects. So take a call based on various aspects of digital marketing, and which source or which platform would drive more towards your achieving your objectives. Like in my case, I just mentioned search is just one way I just told. So then second is for example, I can give you referrals. So if referrals is getting me like at least more than 5 to 10% of the traffic to my website, I would definitely work on improving my referrals, like getting backlinks from various credible other websites, etc. So just try to figure out, who is your target audience, where are they coming from, and who are you trying to target, and what sources are people coming from, and what revenues would help you in achieve your targets. So just work on those, I would say. And just keep in mind that social media is not entire digital marketing. It's just a part of digital marketing.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one that you wanted to say.
Yeah.
So before we end this interview,
Mm-hmm.
let me thank you for coming on this show. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people are going to learn about the things that you have done. Being an
Yeah.
IIT graduate and IIM graduate, you could have done anything in your life you wanted to, but you chose to be in India and working with a
Yeah.
non-profit organization. That's something our
Yeah.
youth should understand. It's not about money; it's about bringing value to others' life as well as yours. Because when you look back,
Yeah.
you'll always cherish those hard work that you have helped people in difficult times, built an organization rather than building your bank balance. So that's something
Yeah.
people are
Exactly.
going to people are really
Yeah.
going to learn from this one, and I'll
Yeah.
make sure that it goes to each and everyone.
So
You're an
I would
idol
like
for
to add, I would like to add a couple of pointers here. So people say money doesn't matter, money doesn't matter. Yes, definitely money matters, but also make sure that you are able to feed your yourself. You're able to actually have a decent lifestyle by not spending extravagantly, or by at least meeting your basic needs or basic fundamentals, etc. So I've seen people who have gone minimalistic with clothes, who have gone minimalistic with fashionable items, etc. It's that they have reached up to that certain point of life in realization in life, and then they have given up. It's not, for example, a person who is earning 14,000. I can't say be contented with your money. No, definitely aim for better things, aim for better money. That's definitely a good thing to keep in mind. Second thing is focus on your purpose. Like why should I? What is the purpose? What is the value that I carry, and what values that I want people to be me to remember for, and what are the what type of leader that I want to become. Focus on that. Focus on your purpose. Why? So that definitely answers most of your questions.
Okay, that's great. And let me continue from that. So a lot of people are going to, you are an idol for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people who are going to be watching this interview will know about you, and you were definitely a role model for those people to follow. And it's a privilege to have you on our show. We will look forward to collaboration in future as well for a lot of youngsters to learn from you. And thank you for joining us in this talk.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you everyone for listening to me. And if you do have any questions at any point of time, do reach out, and we would be there to mentor, guide, or help you out.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was interviewing this fine lady. She is an IIT graduate. She is an IIM graduate as well, masters from IIM. She could have been anything that she wanted to, any part of the world. She's technically qualified, certified. She is has done her MBA from IIM, so she understands market as well from the premier institutes of India, which are recognized worldwide. She has a different role to play in her life. She wants to do something for the country. She wants to do something for the humanity. So she has joined not-for-profit organization. I don't know how much she would be paid according to her degree, but I can certainly guarantee you she may not be getting what she would have got into a tech firm or some other big multinational company. But she did not choose that. She has chosen to follow her heart, and she's doing whatever she can to make this planet a better place. She's working with a lot of charity. She drives a lot of work in that. She has passion for what she does. So she's utilizing her education, her technical qualification for the betterment of humanity by asking people to donate, do some charity, which in itself is a very noble cause as well. So there are a lot to learn from this lady. If you have time, do make sure that you can go to her charity page, Give India, and make sure that do a little bit of contribution as well. There is a slight dip in their revenue in terms of asking for charity, so that they can help people. The more we get to this kind of organization, the more they can help a lot of poor people around us, because we may not be able to help each and everyone, but through these organizations like this, we can definitely reach out to a lot of people. Every penny counts, so please make sure that you do that contribution. And thank you for joining us at Net Talk. I'll keep bringing more and more stories, more and more successful people who can teach us, who can educate us about the marketing, HR, L&D heads as well. Okay. Thank you for watching this. Bye.